Hi, Vicki. Tell us about your garden.
Well, we started the street, and that bed's been here for lots of years because there was a really big oak tree here that eventually broke the drive. And I had already put the plantings in with the permission of the next door neighbor because we couldn't grow grass. So eventually, when the driveway broke, we put in a new driveway, took down the oak tree, and there's a lot of transition going on. The azaleas did not like the onslaught of sun, but in the spring of 2020, this year, we had our staying or sheltering in place project. Hence the 5-foot planting bed along the driveway, and we were able to put the fence in using the Roswell Code. So I'm trying my hand at some vegetable gardening just for this year, and started with tomato plants,
Beautiful.
putting in a little bit of peony as we go along, which this will eventually be a total landscape bed. And but right now the squash are beginning to come on. Cucumber, okra, zucchini. Then we have lots of bush beans that are blooming now. And behind those are pole beans going up the stream. And
So you're going to put perennials here eventually?
yeah,
And just,
we started.
I love having a vegetable
Well,
garden
this
there.
will eventually become the vegetable gardening at that end.
Oh, okay.
And, I still like going to the grocery store, so I don't need to grow everything. Actually, veggie gardening is a little bit more intense than landscaping. So,
Okay.
But we took all the grass out, amended the soil, and planted this. But
Beautiful.
the fun part of this project is here. And so I'm going to share my full worm story.
Okay.
We had already dug this, gotten the grass out, amended it, and I remember, because I found a lot of earthworms,
Uh-huh.
which I was delighted about. So we have a vermiculturist as part of the Master Gardener group, and I went in and called her and said, tell me again what kind of earthworms I need to add to my garden. She said, oh, don't worry about it. I have a full tub that's ready to harvest. Bear in mind, these were hand-fed worms. But I did. I dumped the full tub on this garden. I found lots of wads of worms, and I separated them with my gloved hands, sprinkled them about, and I raked them in. So when calling Kathy the next day to see about returning her tub, she wanted to know how it went. And I told her real well, but I said, I found lots of wads of worms, so I separated them. And she said, Vicki, they were probably mating. Oops. And then to go on with this was on May 12th, the afternoon. The morning of May 13th, I had soaked butterbean seeds the night before, and I planted the 4 rows. After 2 weeks, I had 9 plants germinate. So I waited until May 31st to replant. And as I'm planting, you would think I would have run across some spent seeds. I did not. So I went in and I told my husband I had not seen any seeds in those 3 rows that hadn't germinated. And he tells me that I had planted them too deep. I did not. So I'm headed out of the office and I asked, do worms eat seeds? So I Googled it. Indeed they do. And they eat young transplants or young plantings. So this is a very sad looking butterbean patch. It's been a total of, let's see.
A learning experience.
Yeah.
A learning lab.
Of what not to do. Do not plant worms in your garden, especially a tub full of worms that had been hand fed, well fed at that. And so it's been kind of a laugh, if you will. My husband said I shouldn't tell people that story. They'd think that I was drinking. And yes, I have.
This,
But, this is just a mixture. This is all new.
this is a beautiful bed.
This bed, there are 18 of the 19 introductions from Tim Bell in 2019. I had one to die, and when I got the replacement, I couldn't make myself plant it in the same spot until it had time to prove it was going to be okay, or the spot was okay. And so I can't wait to show you that one because it's over here and it shows off really well.
Look how
Yeah, I have
beautiful.
them all tagged. Yeah, this guy's name is Greg Crane, and I measured one the other day that was 9 inches, but they curl so you can break them easily.
These are very happy plants.
I think so. They make me happy. Like this one is Relentless Love, and she's really pretty.
The red one?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And then Italian Summer was on the front of his catalog in 2019.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So the rest of this has been in here for lots of years.
Look how healthy.
Yeah. This will have to be divided this year because it's so happy there.
And how long will all this stay in bloom?
The daisies will stay in bloom for a long, long time because you can see there are lots of buds yet to come. The hydrangea, this is kind of a, what would you say, my purple lavender kind of bed. And in 2014, my husband painted the,
Ooh.
because at that time that's what I had growing in here. The clematis is still here. Coneflowers, of course, but I don't think any of the rudbeckia is. So.
Look at this bed.
Yeah, this is really the results of an impulsive gardener. There was never a plan. The only thing I did from time to time was move the edging out. I don't really like to chase grass in the flower beds, although the edging isn't pretty.
I love your ground covers.
Oh, and I do too. I'd rather
That
see
you're
ground
using
covered.
natural ground covers.
And if it is in the way, you can just take a clump out. It's not a problem.
And a beautiful, look at your art, the bike.
My rust. Rust is important, don't you know?
Yeah.
I think it serves a purpose. It feeds iron, doesn't it? We'll pretend it does, anyway.
And a little country cottage gardening house.
Yes, that was, Larry built that before we got married. I like to tell people he built it as part of qualifications for husband material. But actually, I think he wanted to park in the garage. But it's a working shed. It's not just a
Right.
shed. So
I love the shears on the front.
yeah, thank you. There is a potting bench behind the sasanquas, well hidden, and the placement of the shed really gave us a good hiding place for those things that are necessary but not necessarily attractive. So,
Right.
and we didn't even talk about the dead tree.
Dead tree.
The dead
Oh,
tree
yeah.
is dead by design. It is a twisty baby locust, and that's part of impulse gardening. We had been out to Scottsdale Farms, and we saw it, and it was leafed and has gorgeous clusters of white flowers. But you only need one locust tree to make a locust grove, because trees sprout up from the roots, and the roots go long, long ways. They were over in the neighbor's yard. We found them all in our yard, and so now we're just saving it. There's a little bit of life in it.
A little sculpture.
Yeah, and we've got a native honeysuckle we're hoping that will take over and grow up and fill it and be pretty. But the birds like it because they're protected from the little twigs from the predator birds, and they can look around for bugs to eat. So
Viki, are you out in your garden every day? This is gorgeous.
pretty much every morning I come out, I deadhead, and I always look for weeds. There's always a weed, And then I go in because the sun is not my friend anymore. It's never any of our friends.
I love these little walkways
Larry and
and how thick your grass is. I think these walkways may be new over the years. I think I was here before when you didn't have these walkways.
These walkways were added, I know before 2017.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
But we kind of, the way we walk through the yard, because otherwise we're out here a lot, so we would have walked the grass down. So Larry designed and very patiently laid the pavers.
Okay.
It's been good.
So you've got hostas here in the shaded area.
Yeah, this is an addition. This is another sheltering in place bed here. I had 2 hostas here, and then I transplanted the blue ones from the front, and I had some of the miniatures, and I have those worked in from a pot that I had, and transplanted a couple of the August Moon and the Paradigm. and the rest, you know, a little retail therapy this year. So
I love your, are those cobalt blue, the pots that you've got just
those spray
there?
spray paint cans from Home Depot.
Oh!
Yeah. Larry is the painter, so we like the blue in the garden. It kind of pops out against all the greens.
Yeah, and look all the way over here.
Yeah. The Pachysandra started in, oh Lord, my grandson is 30 years old. And maybe when he was 4 or 5 is when I started.
Your little mushrooms have,
yeah, they're being taken over.
they're being taken over. You have to move them to where you can see the stalks.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. And then I even have some seedlings.
Wow, this Pachysandra is amazing.
Yeah. I had a gardener ask me Thursday, do you do anything special? And I told him no, I just took a shovel, cut in the ground, stuck it in.
You didn't prepare,
No,
add a lot of nutrients
No, none
here?
at all, because what I did, because you couldn't mow in this area. When I bought the house, there was a huge Bradford pear where this maple was. And so I started planting Pachysandra around it so that I wouldn't have to deal with mowing. And then this cherry tree, which has had some surgery to remove some of the wood because it's huge.
Woo!
And so, you know, you can't plant anything
Look
else.
how manicured your side yard is. I haven't been here maybe in a long time this time of year. I love your butterflies on your fence.
That's from our little fleetique cell.
And you just have a hydrangea in that big, huge pot.
That was a small piece I brought
Yeah.
home from another gardener's home.
Do you have irrigation here?
I do, but as things have grown, the irrigation in the back is not as effective.
So are your pots irrigated or
No,
you
I
have
like to play in the water.
you like to
I'm
okay.
fine with
Oh my goodness, look at that little rabbit bench. That is special.
Yeah, he's had a facelift over the years. He was just one color and he oxidized, so Larry gave him a little face, little detail.
Oh, and look, you used your
That bird bath?
bird bath as a planter.
Well, because it's too slippery, it's glazed, and the birds didn't like it.
They slip around.
You drill a hole
Now,
and you plant it.
You used to have your mirrors back
No,
here.
they're over here.
Oh, they're over
Yeah,
there.
they're still there.
Okay. Because I added that to my garden based on yours. This is so manicured.
And then,
You should be in a garden magazine.
not really. If you're an impulsive gardener, you know, usually there's a theme. There's no
But you're not afraid of moving things.
Uh-uh.
Like you got hostas.
No, those are those hardy begonia.
Oh, the begonias. But
Yeah.
why are they under there?
They just seeded themselves. You know, I had one.
Oh, you've got lots of plants for garden fair.
Yeah, and anybody else that wants.
Yeah, everybody should come to garden fair next April 2021. Hopefully the pandemic will be under control and we'll be back to garden fair. And a lot of orphans and babies here from Viki's house will be in garden fair. Viki, well, thank you. Any last words, hints about gardening?
Oh, it's just something you either enjoy or you don't, and I do.
Good. Thanks so much.
Thank you.